Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with my friend Dan for another Tag Team Hearthstone Arena special. Dan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. We just got sushi. I'm feeling full.
Hard not to be feeling great after that sushi. So Dan and I decided we're going to click on Druid here and see what we can do.
Wow. Hey. So druids don't have secrets, and
I think we should go for Murloc, Stan.
which one? You know what? That last one. So I will say I have lost to the third one before because it was very tight, and my opponent, everyone had 10 mana, just needed to draw some out. So not a turn 3 play, but not the worst thing in the world at the end of the game.
Do you actually take this over the Murloc Tide Color? We can take those Murlocs that spawn other Murlocs.
No, we shouldn't. Well, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think we need to take the Cold Light Oracle here. Alright. Well, here I would take the Stormwind Knight.
I would
happily.
too, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good card, unlike the other ones.
You can pay 2 more mana to get worse stats.
That's true.
Wow, this is tough. Bite or
the
Starfall?
Druid rares. I would. Well, it's tricky because Starfall, I see it getting used a lot as single target damage, in which case it's actually pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. Yeah, that's my thing. Is like Starfall seems good, but
But if we don't get any swipes, then not having a Starfall is just devastating.
yeah.
I'd probably take a Starfall.
I
Just
guess
to make
Starfall's
sure
better here.
I have just to make sure I have mass removal, but not be that thrilled about it.
Well, here's our
There
swipe.
we go. Swipe a dipe.
It's a little bit early for me to want a Fen Creeper. I think I might take that 3/2.
Just this to have it on
Just
curve.
maybe, yeah.
Wow, interesting. See, I would take the Panther here because it's a good
Panther.
3-drop. We don't have any of those either. I mean,
You
this is not a
used
turn
to,
3
yeah,
play.
that doesn't count. You used to not like the Panther.
I
much.
did. I used to not like the Panther, but I just learned to appreciate that it hits pretty hard, which can go to the face, or it can, in the worst case, trade with the opponent's 2-drop or 3-drop, which is fine also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not usually like terrible. It's just not always amazing. So why would you take the 3/2 over the 4/2?
Just because the decks where I've had trouble because of curve reasons, it's not because of 3-drops, it's because I don't have enough 1 and 2 drops.
That's a good point. Well, let's try that here. I'll grab the Bloodfen Raptor and we'll see how this goes. God, jeez. God, that's terrible.
It is bad, yeah. So it's between the owl and the voodoo doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd take the owl. Although the voodoo doctor, sometimes, restoring 2 health for 1 mana is not the worst thing.
Is there any for druids? Do either of those have like better interactions because you're a druid?
Not really,
Not
no.
really, no.
I mean, the owl's a little bit worse because we might get a Keeper of the Grove, which is way better than the owl, but since we don't have that, I don't know. It's a bad pack for sure. Do you want to just take the owl here?
Sure. Let's
All right.
go for the owl.
I didn't get any claws in my last draft as a druid. I think that's what I would pick here.
I would go for claw too. Yeah.
Just to have that early removal.
Guardian or Innervate is a card I like less and less the more I try it out.
Yeah, it's just I hate top decking it at the end in the end game.
Even though I get blown out by it plenty or in the early game.
And then sometimes you blow the other person out, but it seems like it's just mediocre to bad more often than it is a blowout. I think I agree that the Guardian here is the move. Neither of us talked about MVP Nightblade though. Shame on us. All right.
Wait,
here,
which? I
there
didn't
was
see
a Nightblade over here that we could have taken over the Guardian.
That card is like Mad Bomber. I just don't even see it.
Yeah. So what would you take here? I think I'm inclined for the Hunter just to have an actual, like at least 1 3-mana creature.
I'd take the Hunter here.
Okay. I mean, the Mark of Nature has been good, but it's nice to have actual creatures.
Oh, I like it when it flashes like phew, something
Yeah.
special's coming. Then sometimes you're really disappointed.
It is an epic here. So do you take the Giant or the Giant Killer?
I would take the Hunter, I think.
Me too. It's nice to have an out against Ventricle Mercenaries and other Giants, and this is not my favorite Giant.
And then
Plus, Druids have
the other
their own
thing
giants.
is we can keep an eye out for like those abusive sergeants that you can use to pump the other guys.
Yep, that's right.
Or like Dark
Iron Dwarf. You want to grab that here?
Yeah, we already have a silence, and I like it better than the mechanic.
Okay, let's do it. Well, you know what my pick's gonna be here.
I like Savage Roar better than you do. I noticed
think
you
so.
pass them a lot, but I like it because at the very least it's still removal. You can still use it with yourself.
That's true. It's pretty lame. It's 2 damage for 3 mana.
It is, yeah.
And you have to hurt yourself, but it is.
But assuming you have one guy on the board, and it's like little what's that shaman spell?
Mini Bloodlust.
Mini Bloodlust, yeah.
Now, would you take it here over 2-drop when we currently have just 1 2-drop?
No, I would take the Berserker here.
But you just wanted to mention that Savage Roar is pretty good.
Yeah.
Or better than I think it is.
I think Bite's better than Nourish, maybe.
It's a close call.
I guess we already have Swipe, and we already
have Swipe,
Starfall.
Swipe, Starfall, and Claw for removal at the moment.
Yeah, Nourish is pretty devastating if you can cast it safely, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd be inclined to take it, but only because we have other removal already.
Yeah, let's do that. Ogre.
Boulder Fist Ogre.
I just take every single one of those I see pretty much. I had a deck the other day with like 3 Boulder Fist Ogres and then 3 other 6-drops, and I was perfectly happy.
Wow, that's pretty intense. Well, this is a tricky call.
There's nothing really fun to do with Soul of the Forest in this deck.
It's a little bit of an interaction with the Hunter.
Kinda.
But not much. Not enough to make me take it. I would just take the Novice Engineer as a card cycler.
Yeah, I would too. Knight, I think.
Yeah, this is just a really solid 5-drop, and we technically don't actually have any. We just have removal and card draw, so it's nice to have some actual good cards there. Ooh, tricky choice here.
So Power of the Wilder, Mark of Nature.
That's what 2 I'm looking at.
Oh, what do we have for 2-drops?
I mean, now we've got 3 2-drops. I'm not going to count the owl.
Right.
I think oh boy, it's tough. I'm actually really curious what you think, because I'd swap this one out if I had to pick it by myself.
Well, we don't have any taunt yet.
We really don't.
So I would take the Mark of Nature.
All right, good argument.
And now we have some taunt.
You take this over another Raptor?
Yes.
Okay.
But is that a
no,
serious
question?
question?
Just making sure you didn't want like more low stuff. So here we have a mediocre 4-drop or Wild Growth.
Which I also kind of don't like these days. Yeah. It never seems to give enough of an advantage to
justify the card.
But I guess I'd take Wild Growth here.
I would take Wild Growth here over these really mediocre cards.
Sunwalker. We didn't take either of those 2 bites.
Yeah, Bite would have made Savagery good, but Sunwalker is pretty great.
I still might take the Sunwalker.
Yeah.
Over them. I would take Druid here.
Me too. It's a good card.
Yeti?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think a curve. We have enough reason to take an Acolyte of Pain over just such a good 4-drop.
And another Swipe.
Yes, indeed.
So Raid Leader or Dwarf?
I might take the Raid Leader here just because it fits in the curve better.
What do we have for the?
We actually just have 1 3-mana creature. This doesn't count.
Yeah,
this
that doesn't count.
And that's an enchantment.
Yeah, let's go for the Raid Leader.
And we don't really have other. I mean, the Dark Iron Dwarf is a buff, but.
I'd take the Healer here, I think.
Me too. So I just don't like Soul of the Forest. For every time it's a blowout, there's like another 2 times where I'm just like thrilled that my opponent's holding a stupid card in their hand that does nothing.
Yeah.
This would be great with Unleash the Hounds.
I was just thinking that, like, I always loved playing that with Unleash the Hounds, then I realized I'd be completely fabricating that, because you can't do that.
No, you can't.
Boulder Fist Ogre.
Alright.
How many Boulder Fist Ogres would you play?
Well, it depends on how many other 6-drops
That's
I have.
true, yeah. I guess Sunwalker doesn't really count as a Boulder Fist Ogre, though.
No. I would take the Healer here. It's a 3/3 for 3.
I'd take the Healer, too. I like that card a lot. I've been impressed more ever since, what's it called? That guy who gives the guys next to him taunt.
Sun Fury Protector?
No, the good one.
Oh, the Defender of Argus?
Yeah, ever since that one went down to a 2/3, I've kind of realized how much I appreciate 3/3s.
Yeah. Well, I think I would take the removal here.
I would take the Wrath here, yeah.
We have a lot of endgames, so we just need to survive and get there.
Swipe. So I actually had this pick the other day.
Oh, yeah.
3rd Swipe versus 2nd Druid of the Claw, and I regretted taking the 2nd Druid of the Claw.
Alright, lesson learned from Dan here. Let's grab the 3rd Swipe. Ooh, tough. I don't know if I want 2 Nourishes.
Yeah, I don't know if I...
But I don't know if I want a Demolisher either.
You know, Young Priestess is one of those cards that it doesn't seem very good, and sometimes you play against a mage, you can't really play it. But then other times people play it, and it's like, wow, it's actually really annoying to deal with.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Blood Imp has the same effect, and Blood Imp is obviously untargetable, but if this, like a Blood Imp, doesn't get dealt with, then it is pretty tough.
Or even just like the turn it comes into play, it doing its thing is sometimes significant.
That's true. I think I would still like a Demolisher here, just because it.
Yeah, we still don't
more
have
consistent.
3 drops.
And we don't have 3 drops.
Although actually we do now, but.
Yeah, we have the Hunter. Oh, actually, yeah, we do. We have 3 of them.
But you know, Demolisher is good with the Farseer. If it takes a couple turns to kill it, and.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, let's take it. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe the increases.
Oh, that was our last pick.
That was our last pick.
That makes me feel kind of. I want something cool my last pick.
Oh, as opposed to a junk rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had Nourish there, so if we had taken Bite or over Nourish before, then that would have been a really easy pick to take Nourish, I think. But then again, we had no way of knowing. It was just as likely that would have been a Bite there at the end, and then we would have been really happy to grab it.
Yeah.
So we saw those Druid removal rares, the Bites and the Savageries a few times in that draft. All right. So who's our first opponent? It's gonna be a Paladin.
Yori.
What a weird name.
I will fight with honor. I must protect
Okay.
Keep the claw on the rack.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna, draw into our end game later on, and then there we go.
This is good.
This actually pretty solid.
So. You're gonna play the Engineer turn 1.
Really?
I might, just because it's a Paladin. It's so hard to once they start making those guys. It's kind of hard to keep up.
That's a good point, actually. Especially now that he made a secret, I'm much more inclined to play this so I can flush it out.
Yeah, hopefully it'll reduce its health.
Oh, I got the Raptor too.
Raptor or the Engineer? Which one?
I think the Engineer, because this is so likely to be an
that's
sacrifice.
that's a good point. Yep.
Might as well have the Engineer do it. Although, you know what? I mean, man, maybe we should have played the Raptor. Then on sun turn 2, we could plan to shapeshift.
Oh, and then attack it.
But if he plays a real creature...
Yeah.
I don't know, that was a tough call. I'm not sure exactly what was correct.
Well, that's fine.
Alright, so...
Just attack this guy.
Do you attack this guy, and then check for a noble sacrifice this way?
Sure. I mean, you're attacking this guy either way.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
right, this way we take a less damage.
Here's the question. Do you play out a guy or do you kill this guy? Because, like, at 3 mana, he's not playing Blessing of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst he can do? I guess he can give it a shield. Yeah, okay, maybe I've convinced myself we want to kill that guy.
Well, if he plays the 2/2 that gives a shield, we will actually not be able to kill that thing off.
Right.
Alright, let's kill it. So yes, by sending in the Engineer, we preserved 1 point of damage. Had we played this on turn 1, we would have been better off, because we could have shapeshifted to flush out the noble sacrifice, killed the recruit. Yeah, that might have been a better choice.
You can claw and kill that guy, or we could just play a guy out.
I think we should kill this, just in case of Blessing of Kings next turn.
Yes.
So do we claw shapeshift to kill it, or wrath to kill it?
I think claw shapeshift.
So the claw, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Doing it with claw shapeshift,
you save mana.
We use up our mana more efficiently, but
I think the other thing is sometimes if you want to deal 1 damage to 2 different targets, you get to draw a card out of it.
Yeah.
It's actually, I like having all these low drops right now because as we start drawing into more stuff, we'll start to being able to play 2 cards a turn.
Right. All right. Well, here, I don't think we can kill both of them. So I'd be inclined to play the Berserker because it survives against this, at least on the face of it.
And kill the other guy.
Shapeshift to kill the mechanic.
I like
the Dragonling. Anything else that we could do here?
No, that looks good. Because I think we should kill one of those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely better than playing a 2/3.
Him being the first player has given him a nice edge in this game because he's had the initiative the whole time, with us just kind of scrambling to kill off his stuff.
But that's why I thought it was right to coin out the guy that first turn.
That's true. I think it was definitely right to coin out something. Maybe we should have made this Raptor though, because then it could have stayed on the board.
Yeah, I forgot about being able to attack with. Oh, well, interesting. That's what?
Our opponent makes a mistake. He should have.
You should threaten him right now.
No.
Don't do that.
He should have attacked the Berserker first with the Dragonlane mechanic, then the mechanic would have survived, and the Stormpike would have still finished off our Berserker. So there should be right now a 2/2 mechanic on the board.
Yeah.
Well, Starfall doesn't really make much sense here.
Nope.
So we can either
It's-
Wrath this thing and then play a 3, like a Demolisher.
How about we just make a knight?
Or do you want to just make a Knight?
I kind of want to just make a knight.
Alright. Well,
Well, he'll probably trade with 4/4. Or, you know, whatever. He'll do something stupid.
We'll see. We left.
You know,
we let
maybe
a
he'll
Paladin
try
keep
to-
a creature.
He'll try to hide behind a taunt guy and then get blown out by Starfall.
Yeah.
Follow the route.
Peacekeeper. Well played, sir.
That's fine. You can still get blown out by Starfall. Kind of. So he's probably going to attack... Oh, he's... What? Okay.
Oh man, you know what we need? We need a swipe. That would let us
Oh,
clear
that would be
everything.
good. That would be good.
But we don't have
Okay, so what do we do here? We could Starfall... Oh, we can't Starfall and use the hero power.
Yeah. I like the idea of
Wrath, Bear, kill the 4/1.
with shapeshift and then play the raptor.
No, then he just gets a free kill with his 3/3.
Right, but then this thing is at 1 health. We could shapeshift to kill it in the future.
That's true. But I want to
Or-
play the Ogre next turn.
Another option is we could attack here, shapeshift to finish the bear off, wrath this for 1 damage and a
And
card,
then play a Raptor.
and then play a raptor, so it'd be a 3/2 for squaring off versus a 3/3.
I kind of like that.
All right, let's give that a shot.
We get a card out
Wait,
of
wait,
it.
let's actually draw a card first.
Sure, yes. Yeah, that's a good point. We might get, well, not as good as Swipe. Swipe that's
No.
no longer worth playing.
Well, it might be worth playing. Let us clear the board out. Oh
Ah,
my
shoot.
god.
No, okay.
Well, we can swipe one of these, and that way we will clear out his board. But then the boards are empty for both sides.
I think let's continue on with what we were going to do. I like this better.
Well, so here's the moment of truth. Does our opponent have some kind of a buff for this?
'Cause always-
this could end badly.
Always feels good, like a paladin thinks he's getting all clever. I'll make a guy. Then you swipe. Doesn't matter anyway.
Yep.
It's
Oh man, I'm so glad we have 3 swipes in this deck. I
Do we
played
have 3?
yeah.
Ah, that's so nice.
I played a deck yesterday that had 2, and it was just like not enough. You know. Only thing I would want is a Kobold Geomancer here.
Yeah. What?
Oh, another one. This is actually getting kind of dire. We can't clear that board with our swipes.
No, we can't.
Or with Starfall.
Okay, so... Well, we have a ton of cards. What's he going to do? If he attacks us, we're going to go down to 18. And what happens if we just put out an Ogre? He'd have to trade 2 for 1 for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think it stabilizes us up.
Is that better than or worse than just playing the Hunter and the Silver Moon Guardian? Putting out a little bit of extra power and
Yeah, maybe that's okay because both the Swipe and the Starfall, we might be able to get some advantage from that.
yeah, let's try this. I think just having a few more bodies on the field for him to deal with is better than this Ogre. Although he's played already 2 Peacekeepers and he's not likely to have any more humility effects.
This
This is very good though.
tricky part is that, what's it called? Consecration. It's a little worse for us.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna Divine
Whatever.
Protection on the Yeti.
We don't have any spell damage, do we?
No, we never saw any, except for a Dalaran Mage. Which actually I would love to have right now.
That would be nice, yeah.
So this now dies to swipe, which is certainly nice.
Yep. That'll die to Swipe. Yeah, he's really setting himself up.
He's
We
opening
wanna
up wide.
trade shields? Yeah, do it. Okay. I don't know if that's actually good for us or not. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, we could owl his dude on the left there.
The Acolyte? I think so. That would stop him from drawing a couple of cards.
Yeah.
And then
Well, the question is, which guy do we swipe?
I think
We could swipe the 1/3 or the 4/5.
you swipe the Yeti and shapeshift it to death.
Oh, right, yeah.
With 6 mana, then we clear his board.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright, so he opened up wide the swipe.
And we even got one of his little tokens in.
Yep. I would actually like to just kill this thing.
I agree.
We have such overwhelming card advantage, there's really no reason to let him keep anything on the board right now. He's got 2 cards to R4 and we have an Ogre.
And we're at 25. So
Yeah, so this should be a win. It'll just be a little bit of a
should be pretty easy. win.
grind, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Oh, that's weird. The upper left of your screen there looks like it's got this white. That's like something cutting into the screen there.
Really?
Kind of, like right up there.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is.
Now it's gone. Okay.
Must be some kind of a graphical bug. All right, so we got a raid leader here.
I'm
inclined to consider killing the recruit.
Raid leader, and then trade the thing for the owl.
And then shapeshift to finish off the golem.
Yeah, and then we have 4 mana left for demolisher.
Yep. All right.
Handle it. Remember, kills a loss.
We still have 2 swipes waiting here for us. In our deck, 2 lovely, lovely swipes. 24 health, still pretty healthy, and he's got down to 2 cards versus our 3.
Demolisher is really good if it's 2/4. If that thing were just 2/4 by itself, I would be taking that.
That would be a
right.
top tier rare if it were. I mean, just a 2/4 for 3 mana is so rare and so good. Do you remember? Were you playing when Dalaran Mage was a 2/4?
Oh, was it? No, I wasn't.
And then they nerfed it. I was like, why? And then it was like, I know why. We got a little bit unlucky. The Demolisher hit the wrong thing, so he does get a card out of that recruit. Dark-Eyed Dwarf's actually not that helpful here.
No. Let's see. What do we... Well, we probably want to hit him for 6 with 2 of those guys.
Yeah. So what do we... I think we need to kill the Cult Master.
Yeah.
Who do we send in?
I would probably... Well, the Raid Leader, maybe?
Okay, so let's do this then. Since we're sending in the Raid Leader, we're going to do... Actually, do you want to play... No, we don't. Do we want to play Dark Iron Dwarf?
Yeah, why don't we play Dark Iron Dwarf and the Ogre, and just put a ton of threats on the board.
Yeah.
These Paladins, they're not going to punish us for that.
So first we attack with our creatures, then we sacrifice in the Raid Leader. The Paladin could punish us with Equality plus Consecration, but that would be 2 out of his 3 cards. I think we'd still have a pretty decent chance of winning after that.
What's funny is that, because I was going to say, like, well, he would have already played that stuff if he had it, but he did just draw 2 cards, so he actually could have drawn.
Yeah.
Instead, well, he drew one of them.
It's just the Consecration.
Yeah. Instead, it looks like he's drawing junk, like 0/4s.
God, I love it when people play Shield Bearer in the end game. Well, we again hit the wrong thing. Now, what this allows us to do is to hit it with the Demolisher and Shapeshift to finish it off, but I'm not sure it's even worth it.
I think it's worth it.
Because we can also just kill this, use the Demolisher to pick that off, then we don't have to use Shapeshift. I guess we don't have a problem with mana,
Yeah,
do
you
we?
might have one of those stupid, like, archer things that hits the thing for 1. We might as well.
Alright, you make a good case. I've been blown out enough times by Elven Archer. So do we ignore this recruit or do we kill it off with the dwarf?
So what's he gonna do? The worst, what he has, like Blessing of Kings.
We can kill it with the dwarf and we can heal the dwarf.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
I don't think we need to heal ourselves.
No.
Alright, so now if he has Consecration Equality, but he used a Consecration without Equality, so he'd have to have... It would be weird. I don't know how he'd get that combination of cards. If he had 2 Consecrations, I guess, and then he top decked Equality.
Starfall doesn't even hit people. It's so disappointing.
It used to.
Did it?
Yeah, it used to. It was pretty good when it did. Alright, Demolisher doing work. Let's check for the win here.
I think we might.
10, 17, 18, 19.
Close.
But we have the Sunwalker.
Yeah, let's play the Sunwalker and just hit him a lot.
Let's indeed. So if Starfall weren't nerfed, I've actually.
What did we took that over Bite.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah, we would have won on this turn if we'd taken Bite.
Yeah.
But I think it was nice to have as insurance in case we didn't draw our swipe. God, that swipe was so good. It like won us the game. Like
the Starfall would have done similar.
Similar, but a lot of the stuff had 3 health, and it didn't deal damage to that Yeti. Holy light. Alright, well that's the game.
It's not even lay on hands. No, you can't do that. Sorry. No.
So Druids have a restore 8 for 3 mana, Paladins have a restore 6 for 2 mana, and that is the game.
Neither of which I ever want to play.
Yep. Sounds about right.
I mean, maybe it's just so situational, even though it's like, yeah, I wish I could heal my 1 life ogre guy.
Well, I'd play in Constructed if aggro really took off and you
Sure.
were facing aggro decks left and right. I think what I'm seeing a little bit sometimes is that on Reddit, like the really cheap decks that people can make it to Legend with tend to be aggro decks because those don't require as many legendaries. So that could become popular at some point when the game is released and people want to be competitive but without having to spend a lot of money. And then maybe the healing spells would come into being.
This
I think I'm pretty happy playing against a rogue as a druid, because as a druid you have some board control, but you also like damage the rogue faster than it damages you.
How about we get rid of everything but the berserker?
How about it?
Yeah.
Going first against the rogue. Sorry, Dan, you have to share in my luck here as you play with me.
No, that happens to me about half the time too, I'd say.
Really? Half the time you say. Interesting.
Just about.
Ah, it's good to see. God, you just. When do you ever like top deck a swipe and go, it's too bad I drew this swipe. What is this? I think this is.
You've never had that before?
No, never.
That happens all the time. Well,
Oh,
just because I love to click on that thing endlessly
Oh,
and
okay.
it comes up. Eventually, if you keep going through it, the sprite will go back to being normal.
Oh, okay.
Hey, while we were playing with that plant thing down there,
She had the ringleader start. So
That's
do you
fine,
shapeshift and kill that, or do you play the berserker?
just play the berserker. If coin it and a 2-drop for a 2-drop, I'm fine with that trade.
Well, she's probably gonna make a dagger, send this thing into the berserker, and then dagger to finish it off.
It's 5 life. That's not the worst thing either.
Well, she can dagger it first if she uses the bandit.
Sure, if she's good.
If she's good.
For action.
Or it's probably just gonna swing past this stuff.
Oh, wow. Bold move, lady.
Uh-oh.
Cold blood.
Wow, this
oh
is
my
bold.
gosh, this is all the way aggressive. Well, swipe's going to be really good, but we're going to take a lot of damage before it happens.
Yeah.
We're already down to like below 20. Wow, that's
That's fine.
I really wish we could swipe right now, but
Don't-
we can't.
Where'd our coin go?
we were the first player.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We can't kill this thing. We don't have a wrath or a claw.
We could kill that thing with our 5-1.
Yeah, God, this Goldshire Footman is a friggin' hero. I think we can't do anything better than hit this, shapeshift, and kill that.
Maybe we could play I kind of want to play Raptor instead. We're taking a lot of
Oh.
damage.
I see
If
why.
he chooses to trade, that's fine. If he doesn't, then it just makes our swipe better.
That's right, yeah. If she leaves us around, then our swipe
Yeah.
is a lot better. Man, I really wish we had Claw or Wrath there, because then we could have
Yeah.
really punished her by killing the Footman and then trading out the 6-2.
Or
As
just
it
killing
is-
the 6-2.
Okay, yeah, we do kill the 6-2, so nope, she's gonna
there
make
it
a
goes.
trade.
Okay.
Well, it's actually fine. I would rather do that
Right.
than lose the life
Sure.
at this point. And make a dagger.
Oh, this is disappointing. We don't even get we just have to blow a swipe.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we'll get a Wrath. Not a chance.
Oh, I
man.
would have even rather used the Starfall than a swipe, maybe.
I think we have to do this.
Yeah,
now.
I think we gotta do that. That's fine.
Well, this is a pretty aggressive and very good start for the Rogue. It kind of taught me about Cold Blood and how it could be used effectively. But I will say, if we'd been the second player, none of that crap would have happened.
That's
because
true.
She would have played Goldshire Footman on turn 1. She wouldn't have had any way to turn on combo.
That's obnoxious.
That is a little bit obnoxious.
It's not even a good name.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
That's really good.
We play this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that helps. Well, at 14, she shouldn't be able to burn us out with spells, but if she has Assassinate for this,
Sap or something.
Sap or Silence, we're in trouble. She has got it.
Oh, that's not so bad. We can Starfall, get rid of the shield, kill the owl, and kill it.
It's true. Below town, though, I'm getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, that's no trouble.
Oh, if only we had a swipe now. Oh man, swipe would be so good here.
Swipe would be really good here.
Well, yeah, I think we do this though.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, what does Claw do for us? No, that's just too much damage. I think we gotta Starfall.
I mean, we could claw, hit this. Yeah, we have to Starfall. Well, it's a good thing that wasn't bite.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Wouldn't mind
do we
gaining.
claw for the life gain?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna have even next turn, like we won't be able to. I guess we could play the dwarf and the raid leader, but
Oh my god.
this is really bad.
We need, we need taunt in this deck. We have Ascension and we have a Sunwalker. Those are our outs.
We have this silenced guy right here.
Yeah, the Silence guy's pretty great. Well,
Okay. Well,
is that what we do?
think we play that and do maybe now we claw just for the life.
I think Shapeshift is fine enough here. since
Sure. Oh yeah, that
We have
makes
nothing
sense.
better to do anyway.
For the wild.
Tiger was pretty good, man. Losing to this rogue aggro. If all we did was like a single taunter, like a Frostwolf grunt would have been so good there. Can you imagine? It's too bad. It's Too bad.
He's probably got like 2 backstabs in his hand anyway.
Yeah, she's got a lot of cards. She didn't even really go down on life to get us this far. She could actually pretty easily win this turn. How do we have all this high stuff? Oh, lame. Oh my gosh, our stuff deals 4 damage and that tiger has 5 health. So the dark... Oh no, we have Dark End Dwarf and Raid Leader.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I'm not concerned. I think we got this game.
Well...
In the bag.
In the bag, hey. So we trade our Silenced guy...
Yeah, for the 6... Oh no, we just get it for free.
We get it for free.
No. Give the 4/5, we kill the 4/6, and then we play the Raid Leader. And
yes.
trade with the tiger.
Right. Okay, so now do we claw for the life gain?
We're at 6. Jeez. So
Just gonna take us down to
Eviscerate,
5. So we're hanging above Eviscerate by a hair.
but not much. Like what is it? The Fan of Knives or something.
Fan of Knives wouldn't hit us, but
Does that-
Shiv plus
Yeah,
Eviscerate.
it's just claw.
Better safe than sorry. So we could still crawl out of this. I'm sorry, I didn't play around Betrayal. I should have put the Raid Leader in the middle. Although, well, it's probably fine either way.
Yeah.
Alright, Shapeshift is going to have to go all the way to the distance for us here. And these creatures, of course, which hit pretty hard. If she drops something big, like if she has like a Curve Topper in her deck...
Uh-oh. Oh no, there it is.
Well, yeah, the Raid Leader in the middle meant that only the Raid Leader would die, so basically we lost our 5/1 for absolutely nothing because I was careless about where I placed it. Mad Bomber, oh my god.
Here we go.
That's actually fine. 2 health should be enough.
Better than hitting us. Eviscerate. What do you think that's Eviscerate?
Probably.
What is?
Perdition's Blade. Oh no, the Mad Bomber actually does enough damage to make that die.
Yeah.
Well, my actually not playing around the Betrayal lost us the game because we should still have a 4/1 out here.
We didn't lose yet.
We have not lost yet, but she does have 5 damage here.
That's fine.
All right. Well, I think we have to shapeshift.
I just shapeshift and put everything else out on the board. I think we even put that owl out there.
Let's actually play around Betrayal now.
And Bomber not doing anything else. Silenced.
So she needs 2 damage to win, so an Eviscerate or anything, any charged creature, and it's over. Even an uncomboed Cold Blood would be enough.
Well, I mean, she's hovering over about people. I was going to say people, but now what's going on?
Sinister Strike? That's embarrassing.
Isn't that embarrassing?
I can't believe we lost this crap. But...
Two Sinister... Well, now I can believe it. Jeez, that's focused.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get well played. That's
No.
garbage. Yeah, we would have. I think we would have won if we'd been first, or excuse me, if we'd been second. So that's kind of annoying. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, which you are because this is not being streamed, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and/or subscribe, and we'll be back soon with the rest of the games for this run. See you in just a bit.